Hi Star Seeds, welcome back to my channel. I've really missed you guys and I'm excited to share this Indian dessert recipe with you. For those of you who know me, you know that India has my heart and I absolutely love making Indian recipes and sharing them with you guys. So today we're gonna be making Indian banana halwa. So let's get in the kitchen and I'll show you guys how to make this. So we're gonna be using about 10 large bananas. We've got our weighing scale here, so we're gonna make sure that it comes out to 1 kilo. And I just wanna let you guys know that I've got sort of a mixed bag of ripe, freckled bananas and also some slightly underripe bananas, which is no big deal at all. So we're peeling the banana and then we're just gonna cut it up into slices. This is just gonna help our blender a little bit, although if you do have a Vitamix, it's not gonna need any help. So I'm just weighing my bananas. I've got my scale on gram setting, and that is 1,000 grams. Excellent. So for this step, we are going to blend the bananas in my Vitamix. Now, if you don't have a blender, you can always use a food processor. Actually, I prefer to use a food processor, but I don't have one on hand, so I'm gonna be using my blender. So just keep in mind that you don't need to over blend your bananas. As soon as you see that it's blended and smooth, just turn off the blender. So I've blended my bananas on high for about 10 seconds, and this is the consistency, which is very smooth and creamy. So for this recipe, I'm gonna be using ghee, butter. Now, for those of you who are vegetarian, I'm sure that's fine for you to use. It's traditionally used in India when making a banana halwa. For those of you who are vegan, you can use coconut oil. I've never actually used coconut oil before in this recipe, but you can definitely try it out and let me know how it goes in the comments down below. So we're in the kitchen and we're about to cook our bananas. And what we're gonna do first is place our ghee, this is a 1/4 cup of ghee, into a non-stick frying pan. You're gonna let the ghee melt, and as soon as it melts, you can add in your banana paste. So we're adding the banana paste in. So we are cooking this on a medium heat. That is on my electric stove, it's on 5. And what we're gonna do is just keep mixing. Now, if you have a spatula, it's gonna be a lot easier for you. I don't have one on hand, so I'm just gonna be using a whisk. And make sure you have a non-stick pan. So set your timer to 20 minutes, and what you're gonna do is continuously mix the banana paste in with the ghee for 20 minutes, okay? 15 to 20 minutes, no less than 15 minutes. So this is what it looks like after 35 minutes of stirring. And it took so long only because I used ripe and unripe bananas. If you use ripe bananas, you're gonna be stirring for a lot longer. So I highly recommend you use underripe bananas to stick with the 15 to 20 minute mark of stirring. This kind of recipe is the kind of recipe that needs a little bit of patience and a little bit of help in the kitchen because you're gonna be stirring for quite a long time at the stove. So like me and my husband do, we just sort of switch it up. Otherwise you'll get a little bit of pain in your shoulder and it'll be a little bit of a workout. So now we're gonna add in 250 grams of coconut sugar. Just gonna stir it up. And you're gonna notice that this thick sort of consistency is going to loosen because we're adding the sugar. That's totally normal. So we're just gonna mix it constantly, making sure that the sugar dissolves in the banana paste. And you have to stir this for another 20 or 25 minutes. If you're using ripe bananas, you're probably gonna have to stir it for about 35 minutes. So it's been 15 minutes of stirring continuously, and you can see that it's thickened up quite a bit, and there's a color change, it's much darker, and it's just very thick. So what we're gonna do now is add in a tablespoon of ghee, and if you're vegan, you can add in your coconut oil at this point, just a tablespoon, and then just give it a little mix, and continue for the remaining minutes. So it's been 25 minutes and our halwa is just about finished. All we have to do now is add in our spices. So I've got cinnamon here and I've got some cardamom powder. And what we're gonna do is just add that in. And then we're just gonna mix it. Smells good. So I've got a small Pyrex here, and what I've done is I've lined it with parchment paper. Alternatively, if you're using ghee, you can just omit the parchment paper and grease the Pyrex with ghee. Another thing I want to bring to your attention is if you want the brownies or if you want the banana halwa to be thick, then you're gonna have to either get a smaller Pyrex so that it's about this size, or you're just gonna have to sort of make your own size, which I'm gonna show you how to do now. So I'm just placing it in. So what you're gonna do now is just take your spoon. Mine has a little bit of ghee on it, so it's easier to sort of manipulate the halwa. And what you wanna do is just pat it down. So if you want, you can extend it to the very end. If you feel like your halwa is a bit flat and you'd like to sort of make it thicker, then you need a smaller pan. Or alternatively, you can just sort of take your parchment paper and I'll show you. And just make your pan a bit smaller, just like that. And now you can just, this works, it's much easier if you have a spatula, but I just have the back of the spoon and a little bit of ghee. And you just want to work it until it's nice and even. And this you can leave on your countertop to firm up and then place in the fridge. I like to leave it in the fridge for a day, just so that the flavors mingle a little bit and it gets nice and firm before you cut it into cute little squares. So these are delicious little squares served on a beautiful banana leaf. And who knew that if you cook bananas long enough that you get this deliciousness. And these are actually a lot healthier than other desserts. So thank you, India, once again. Guys, I missed you so much. So if you're watching, leave a comment down below. Let me know where you're watching from and who you are. And also, if you like this video and if you enjoy our videos, do give us a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys next time.